Okay, and we're live.
And we're live.
Yes. Did I do the intro last time or
Hooray.
did you?
Um, I feel like last time we just goofed around a bunch and
Oh
then
yeah.
stumbled upon it.
That's true. We did do that. Well, you know what? I guess I'll start then. Hello everybody, and welcome to Two Broken Thumbs, the only podcast where we talk about movies that came out recently, as shown by the fact that the last movie we talked about came out recently. That's it.
That's right. Yeah.
Have we ever been on time with any movie we've ever talked about? I don't think we ever have, right?
We were pretty on time for Spider-Man and
Oh yeah.
right? Yeah,
I
I
think
think so. And
I
we
think
were pretty up time for Puss in Boots.
Puss in Boots, Joker, I think was one of the ones we did. Was it
Yeah.
the first one we did? Moonfall. Hell yeah. No, we've been on time before.
Oh
Old
yeah, I feel
Moonfall.
like we might
e-
have been off by a month on Moonfall, but we were right
Every
there.
everything everywhere. I think we did almost immediately.
Yeah, I was really
Yeah,
excited for that one.
yeah. Everything was fantastic. What a good movie.
Hmm.
Skidamarink. Well, yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
we were pretty much on time for that one.
You know what? We've been doing a pretty good job of being on time. You know,
Yeah.
you know what? Maybe we're not so bad at this as we thought. Maybe we're not so
We
different, you and I, Spider Man.
Spider-Man.
Spider Man.
Maybe we'll get one of those again sometime.
Actually, that'll be next month, right? That's the new Spider Verse.
Oh yeah, there's a Spider-Verse. Yeah, yeah,
There's,
that's soon.
dude, it's gonna be 2 hours long. Apparently, the longest animated movie, and it's a part one.
Oh really? They're splitting it into two?
It's a two-parter,
Huh.
and I'm genuinely curious about like, how are they gonna do that? Is this gonna be a 5 hour movie total when things are said and done?
I guess they just have to have a lot of exciting stuff happening.
I mean, I don't blame them. I mean, after the success of the first Spider Verse, I guess it
Hmm.
makes sense to me to like let them do what they want. The directors clearly know what they're doing with these two characters, or these characters. I mean,
Yeah, I agree.
plus Marvel needs a win right now, desperately.
And yeah, Marvel, it's kind of Sony, you know.
Yeah, it's that
I
weird
get
like gray area.
right. We'll have to see how you know what I'm trying to say. We'll have to see how Guardians performs.
It's performing about as well as they were hoping, from what I'm understanding. I
I
read
think
some,
it's
yeah.
Marvel movies tend to do really well on their first weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always interested in seeing the drop off.
The drop off? What do you mean you're going to the drop off?
Yeah, the drop off.
Classic Finding Nemo scene. I love that so much.
Insane.
I love that scene
Yeah,
so much. Where you just Marlin just fucking starts screaming.
loses his little mind. And we're
Uh,
like, oh, this must be a big problem. All right.
yeah, we got right into it. We didn't even talk about the new things we have on the stream and the VOD.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes,
we have little voice things now. So now when we're talking, you guys can see our voices as we speak.
that's right.
A little more visual flair, which I thought would be really cool to add.
Well, it's
Uh,
nice to have, yeah, things to view while you're enjoying.
a nearly 2 hour video on like an
Yeah,
hour long
exactly.
movie, as we are known to do.
Exactly.
Dude, when I told people we made a Super Mario Brothers movie review as long as the Super Mario Brothers movie, people were like, "Did you just like record the movie and just show it on YouTube?" And I'm like, "No, we talked about it. Like, you can't talk about that movie for an hour. What do you talk
Uh,
about?"
sure I can.
Yeah, we talked about the three Spider-Man movies, like God knows how
Yeah, we
long.
put a ton of time into those. Yeah, you're right.
We put more time into our review of the Star Wars sequels than the actual creators of the Star Wars sequels.
And we didn't even like take as long as we could have on those either.
Yeah, that got cut off because it was so long.
Yeah.
The
Like
this
we quit after a while. We were like, this is too much.
this is we're
Uh,
not we need to get drinks. We're not mentally prepared for that.
we're like maybe we've tried to tackle this a little too soon.
No, we did the right time. It was perfect.
Yeah, it had to be done.
We had to do it. We were gonna have to do it at some point, man.
Right.
We were gonna have to bite the bullet. But speaking of which, um, fuck, I don't have a clever transition to talk about today's topic.
Yeah, I've been trying to,
Find a way.
segue it in nicely.
Um,
You know what? I'll waste more time so you can think about it. Did you
Perfect.
see YMS's review on the Mario movie?
I did.
Okay. Do you have any thoughts?
Um, I feel like he's not a Nintendo nerd like I am,
Mm-hmm.
and so that kind of makes it hard for him to get a lot of the references. He made mention where like there's only 4, but there's like a shit ton, especially in the background. However, and this is important, I don't think it takes away from his criticisms. I don't
I
think. You go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think I generally would agree. He's definitely a bit bitter about the meta surrounding the movie, which is
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, I agree
He
with
he
that
seems
too.
to have had a worse time with it than I did. I did not experience such abhorrent fanness
Oh
as
no,
he apparently did.
the
But
Nintendo fanboys have been dick writing this movie hard and being like, "Oh, it's just a kids movie, yada yada yada," or "Oh, it's what we expecting. It's the Mario movie," but like also trying to act as if it's like this. I've never said it was like this perfect piece of media. I just said it was a fun movie,
right.
and I think that's like the big difference. He went to the movie to experience something new or unique, and what he got was a very boring and bland movie.
Well,
In his
essentially,
in his opinion.
yeah, really just like very status quo,
Yeah. Um.
kind of at best. I
Yeah.
guess I was pretty much on board with everything he was saying for a
Mm-hmm.
while. And then until the end, when he gave it a number, he went with a 2 out of 10. And the reason this stuck out to me is because he was on EFAP doing the Resident Evil movie. No, not those. The Final Destination movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't remember which one of them it was, but at the end of one of the worst of them, there like he gave it like a 3 or a 4. I can't remember. And then like Mahler and Fringy are trying to talk him down. They're like, the writing's really bad in this dude. Like this crazy nonsense happens in this thing. And after a while, he like catches on to what they're doing, and he's like, I can't rate it lower because I know that there is stuff much worse than this in every other way. And
Uh
and I was like, it's fair enough, you know. So I guess I don't know. It's weird to me that he would rate that so low when I think everyone can agree like the animation's really good. He didn't like
yeah.
the voice actors at all apparently, but I thought they were fine or good.
Mm-hmm. I think it was a situation where, and this is just me being like bedside therapist doesn't know shit about the situation, but I feel
Hmm.
like the fans put a bad taste in his mouth, and I don't blame him for that.
It seems like it.
I really don't blame him for being like that. Like he talks about how he doesn't get bitter or get angry or like go into a movie trying to hate it. And I don't think he did. I just think there was that like sense of God, these fans are so fucking annoying.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely felt like there was bitterness going on, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it was necessarily intentional.
No, no. The baby movie thing is true though. This movie is for babies. That movie is for babies.
It does seem to be for babies.
I love I love product and I love consuming product.
He's got a good his explanation where he's like saying that about any movie he likes wouldn't like offend him, and I'm like, yeah, it's fair. Like,
No,
you
yeah,
know,
true.
we're big fans of The Incredibles here, among other movies. So
Mm-hmm.
like, I get it,
Yeah, no,
but
no. It's just a sense of like I I think his critique is fine. I don't think
mhm.
it should be. How do I put this? His critique is fine, and I think it should be taken with the same weight as all of his other reviews. If you like YMS's stuff, you're usually going to like what he likes. It's just a situation of he isn't a fan of the product, so he's looking at it objectively, and because of that, he didn't like it, and that's fair. I'm not blaming him at all for that. This is like when Dunkey got really aggressively angry at the remake of Final Fantasy VII, and people who were defending the game being like, "Oh no, it's actually really good. And it's super good." And people just don't understand, yada yada yada, like defending this giant corporation who doesn't need your help. I can get how that could be really annoying. Dunkey even talked about it on Twitter. He's like, "This is fucking stupid. People like, it's my opinion on the internet." I think that's the big thing. It's his opinion. He can have that opinion.
I mean, obviously anyone's welcome to like have their opinion, but
Right.
it's also welcome to be criticized.
Absolutely, and the points he made, I'm not going to disagree with. He didn't like the licensed music. I think is very annoying. But I was hoping he would understand like all the Mario music that they used and like how well that was orchestrated. Give some points to that. He talked about the sound design, which is something we missed. And I think is very important. The sound design was very nice. The like you said, the visuals very beautiful. Just like stuff I think he didn't really talk about because he was focused on the more negative aspects.
I definitely had the vibe that like, I don't know, it was like a 15-minute video, and I'm pretty sure over half of it was talking about like the meta surrounding the movie.
Exactly.
Which again, if that's what he wants to talk about, works for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I thought like, even if I like accept all his criticisms like at full force, I still don't know if that 2 was totally justified. But
I would understand if he gave it like a 3 or a 4. I would get that.
I was expecting a 4.
Yeah. And even a 3, I would be like, okay, that's fair. But oh well. Does Twitch allow thumb dismemberment? I think we're fine. I think we're okay.
Thumb dismemberment? Yeah, I think Twitch will be okay with it.
Yeah, I don't. If they can do hot tubs, they could do with some thumbs bending the wrong ways. Speaking of thumbs bending, I guess this could be the segue to the actual topic, which is
we could.
Bending.
Yeah. Oh boy. Right into it.
Yeah. So the movie we watched this month was and I have to make sure to clarify this, a BuzzFeed studio film with Lionsgate involved as well.
And I believe it released on Netflix.
Really? I mean, yes, obviously we watched this on Netflix. There was no other way we watched this movie. Wow, I'm watching the trailer right now. It looks terrible.
Listen.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Mom and Grandma told me about it, and I was like, "This doesn't sound like it'll be good."
Yeah, and the movie we're talking about today is called Fall.
Yeah.
It came out last year in the fall. I have no idea when it dropped.
August 12th, 2022. Oh, jeez. Okay. We're almost a year late.
Well. Yeah, this one's a rough one. We're a little rough on this one. Well, it's either this or Scream. My take with Dunkey is that is kind of hypocritical.
I think Dunkey, the thing I'll usually say is he's very good at praising games, and he is not very good at criticizing games.
It feels like people aren't allowed.
I also don't think he's that funny, but that's a hot take.
Wow, that is a hot take.
Yeah, I know.
Have you seen his video when he's playing Forspoken?
I have not seen his Forspoken video. Is it funny?
Oh my god, he played a video. He was starting to play. He's like, "Hey everyone, I'm playing Forspoken, and I'm having a great time." And then he switches to a different game, going like, "I did not know about the controversies behind."
I have seen that video. That video is really funny.
That video is hilarious. That one's fucking comedy.
Some faith was returned to me when I saw that one.
I'm playing Gex. There's nothing wrong with Gex. I can play this game in peace.
Yes.
It feels like people aren't allowed to voice disagreements with him. Yeah, it's true.
Oh, he does not take criticism well at all.
No, but it sometimes it's.
Which is why we won't continue to criticize him here.
No, we want that drama bait.
He'll stick our fans on us.
We want that drama bait.
We're not ready for drama yet. We'll crush under the pressure.
No, we'll do great. It'll be fine.
What?
Speaking
Okay.
of falling under the pressure, I guess falling
Ah!
would be yeah. There you go. So this movie is called Fall. Let's focus on this. Come on. And the general plot is two friends are stuck on a radio tower, 2,000 feet in the air, and that's it. That is the premise.
Yep, pretty much.
Fun fact for everybody, have a fear of heights. So when James came to me, he's like, "Hey, do you want to watch a horror movie about people being in the sky?" I was like, "No, not really."
Yeah, so I don't really have a fear of heights.
Mm.
Here's a little background information. You guys can use this to track me down in real life. I work at a rock climbing gym, all right? 60-foot climbing walls. And every day I help people who it's like their first time there, help them get up the wall and then make their way back down afterwards. All very good, very safe process. Plenty of people come in with the fear of heights looking to conquer new things, and
What?
we help them out.
Hold on,
What's up?
bros.
Okay.
What did you say? Process?
Process?
It's process.
Process?
Yeah, it's the same thing. Well, it's not the
Yeah.
same thing. Wait.
No.
Fuck
I
it,
win.
fine. All
It's
right,
the
damn
same
it.
thing.
Damn it. All right,
Yeah.
fine. Continue.
Torpedoed.
Damn it.
Anyway, what I've always found is a lot of people say they have a fear of heights, and what they're actually trying to say is they have a very legitimate and rational fear for their life,
Mm-hmm.
which is fair. That's a good self-preservation instinct. That's how you made it this far. That's
And
excellent.
I guess the idea for climbing is pushing yourself to get over that fear and gives you that like exhilarating rush from it.
Absolutely.
I
It's a
could
big part of it for a lot of people. They love the rush.
Yeah, I could see the appeal. Me, however, I'm actually like terrified of being high in the air. Like,
I remember my great grandma, she had a fear of heights,
mm,
and the way that we acknowledged it is like if somebody else was standing on a chair, she'd
mm.
get really stressed out.
Yeah, no, that's definitely where I'm at.
Hmm.
We have a rock. There was a rock climbing wall at our summer camp, and anytime I walked past it and saw a kid going up, I'm like, oh my god, his parents would be so sad if he just fell and died right now. That kid is being held up there
Way to
by
keep positive thoughts, you know?
that kid is being kept high in the air by some teenager who's holding the rope on the bottom who could let go the moment that their phone rings. This kid is dead.
Hey, I haven't dropped anyone yet.
Do exposure therapy to get rid of a fear of heights. I just keep rewatching this movie over and over again.
Watch
So,
on until you get over it.
yeah, there you go. I'll just
Hey,
watch Up.
exposure therapy is how people go about it.
I mean, I would definitely. There was one like memory in my life where I was at COSI, which is like this like science place. There's this big machine that you could ride, where it had a big wheel attached to a very thin wire, and you could ride on that thin wire, front and back. And I didn't want to go on it, but my dad pushed me onto it. I got like 5 feet, looked down, saw like 20 people just staring up at me. I'm like, no. If you're telling me the only thing that's keeping me from falling is me pedaling, I'm good. Nope, I'm done.
Nope, not for you.
Nope, not for me. And this movie does a very good job of making me feel that way again. The movie begins with three main characters. Becky, Shiloh, and Dan are all rock climbing. Crazy. I think, and you're gonna have to help me with this because I don't know rock climbing. I think
Yeah, sure.
Becky is doing it freehand. Dan is using the ropes, and Sheila's also free riding, right?
No, the way it's shot is weird because you can like never see the rope on Becky, but it's Becky and Dan are both on ropes, and then
Oh right, okay.
Shiloh is attached to or isn't attached to anything. She's free climbing.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So Yeah, Shiloh's a free climbing, and then the two people who are dating are connected.
Yep.
And they're going up this roll. They have like this cute little moment together, and then Mason's thing just fucking falls
Dan.
off. And was it?
Dan.
Oh, Dan. Sorry, the actor's name is Mason. My bad. Dan's rope disconnects from the wall, and he just fucking dies.
He like falls and is hanging because there's an overhang and he can't get back to the wall. So he tells Becky she needs to disconnect from the rope
Right.
so that he gets like a little bit of extra distance because he's held in by a cam. And she disconnects the rope and then the cam falls out and yeah,
Is that how that would
fall in
work?
death.
Is that how that work? You made mention.
I
It
I
doesn't.
don't know anything about having your partner disconnect from their rope so that you can get extra distance, but I haven't done what is that, trad climbing? I haven't done
Yeah.
that, so I
Okay.
don't know. I imagine it's like worst case scenario you would have to try that.
I think didn't you say something along the lines of like his like he connected to a certain part of the mountain, and the thing just fell out. I think you mentioned that like that doesn't seem realistic, but I don't remember specifically what you made mention of.
So it's like the cam is the device that he like hooks into the mountain,
Yeah.
and I mean they do fall out, but I don't know. There's a lot going wrong there. Her disconnecting the rope and like letting it fly up and hit the cam, like I feel like that doesn't make anything better.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, they had such a short rope. I feel like generally you're meant to have a longer one. But again, I haven't done this part of climbing in real life yet, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's a very stressful scene, especially as someone who's not a fan of heights. But the character dies, and then we have like a little bit of a character moment with the main female lead,
Hmm.
where
Becky.
she's at her house. She's clearly just sad and just unable to move on past Dan. Um, Drinking herself, ignore Dan more like Dan's soul. All right, well, Joe, I'm going to time you out. Go ahead. Time out.
It could have happened to any of us, Will Jay. It's all right.
Uh, but no, Becky is like drinking. Her dad tries to come by and talk to her. She's not having it. Um,
He's not particularly good at it either,
yeah,
unfortunately.
the dad's really trying, but he's like, you. I told you he was nothing but trouble, and it's just like we don't know him at all. Why are you saying he was trouble? We don't.
Yeah, it does not paint Dad in a very good light early
No.
on.
So it was, which I kind of like because then we kind of get where Becky's coming from. We see Becky as like trying to like be on her own and try to like get over her the emotions herself, and her dad is
Hmm.
being this like, ugh, it's been like 50 weeks. Get over him. He wasn't even that hot. Like
Yeah,
you kind of
wasn't
get,
even that good of a guy.
yeah, he couldn't even rock climb, the idiot.
Yeah.
So this whole thing happens. The dad's like trying to talk to her, and she's about to take some pills to kind of just end it all. When her best friend comes to her door and goes, "Yo, I have a great idea. Exposure
Mhm.
therapy. Chicken little tier parenting."
In little tier parenting. All
Literally
right.
that.
Yep. You're forgiven.
Yeah, you're literally. Yeah, okay, you're good. You're good. All right, no timeout for you. Um, but yeah, her best friend's like, let's go climb something. Not a mountain, but let's go climb this radio tower. That's
It's not a
2,000.
mountain.
It's not a mountain.
Something worse.
Well, I don't know. I feel like I thought at the beginning too. I was just like, that seems like a stupid idea. She should definitely not go to climb this mountain or this thing. She shouldn't climb this thing at all. I would think that if she got on a stool, she would be scared. Like, I don't think heights is what you want right now. But at least with a radio tower, it's just a ladder you're climbing. It's not like really hard or like dangerous. It's just, a thing you climb,
Hmm.
which makes sense to me. I'm like when I think about it more, I'm like, okay, it makes sense. but it being what's considered the fourth largest like spot in history is like the place you climb to get over your partner. Maybe smaller ladder is what you should start with. You know,
Yeah, work your way up.
do like 200 feet and then go from there. But like her friend's like, yeah, okay, let's do it, and she's like, okay, we'll do it. They go out. They have some like nice character touches, which I don't want to get into yet. Yeah, exposure therapy, exactly. Yeah. But did he die?
But no, sorry, I was reading.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so we'll like go through kind of like the broader strokes of the movie, and then we'll talk about some of the nice things we saw later.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil anything. I don't want to get to the twist immediately. We'll save that. We'll save that for later.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
But they like go to like this little restaurant. They have some character moment stuff where they talk, and then they start climbing up the tower. And there's also like little, I guess you could say at the start they're like throwaway lines. Like they see a jackal who's being eaten alive by some vultures. Was it a jackal? It was like a dog, right?
I'm good with jackal.
Yeah, it's some sort of dog-like creature, jackal, whatever. And it's being pecked to death by some vultures.
It like really bothers our girl.
Our main character. Her friend, however, is like, yo, this will be sick for the Instagram. Yeah, I should mention Shiloh's whole thing is that she runs a YouTube, which, represent, am I right? Yeah.
Yeah, finally, some good representation in media. We love it, boys.
Finally. Yeah, she even wears a sports bra, and like when we were watching this, we were both like, "Oh, this is just gonna be the fucking Frozen situation where, like, she was hired because of how she looks, and the director's like, yeah, no, wear a sports bra for YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah, they throw the YouTube line in so that we get to have this character walking around with like her chest half out.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah, sure. YouTube. Okay. Okay. But no, it's for YouTube. It's legitimately. And even her friend brings up like, this isn't you. You wouldn't dress like this for other people. You're like, she's like, yeah, I'm doing it for clicks. And like they kind of have like it's a nice little moment of her opening up, which is good. Crazy thought. Characters, talking and interacting with each other's very good. But they start climbing the mountain, I keep saying mountain. They start climbing the tower. There's some like nervous scenes that like get you a little on edge, and then the thing happens. They get to the top. They're about to climb back down, and the ladder breaks. And now they are 2,000 feet in the air with no signal, no way of contacting anybody, and no food. Also, their backpack is at on like a signal tower part of it.
So yeah, like a dish.
Yeah, the satellite dish. So they have just themselves, a satellite dish, and there's like an emergency box which has a flare gun and binoculars. That's it.
I think they've also got their rope at this point, and it's like 50 feet.
Yeah, they have 50 feet of rope. Yep, 50 feet of rope
and,
to try to go down a 2,000.
And their harnesses.
Yep.
Of course.
50 feet to go down 2,000 feet. Impossible odds. And this is where the movie turns into a bottle movie. Have you ever seen a bottle
movie?
You ever heard of ever heard of a term, the bottle movie or bottle episode?
Bottle episode maybe. No, tell me about it.
Oh, okay. So a bottle episode or a bottle movie refers to something where the characters are put into a single location where they cannot leave, and they are stuck there trying to figure out how to get out, or are there just to see how the writers write these characters. There's an episode of Community I know about where the characters are in one location. I think they're stuck in a room. they can't leave, and one of the characters just shouts out, "Oh, bottle episode," and then they just do the episode. I can't remember the episode's name, but I'm gonna go Google it.
Oh, they're like stuck in their study room, aren't they? Because
Yeah.
yeah, someone stole Annie's pen. I know what you're talking about.
Yep, that's a bottle episode
Okay.
right there.
That's funny. I like it.
So that's a good example. There's an episode of Seinfeld where they're stuck at a Chinese restaurant trying to get, trying to become, trying to get in line to get food. And they're trapped there because they're waiting. And the whole episode's just in there. There's episodes where people are stuck in an elevator. That's a bottle episode. And stuff like that, where they're in one. I guess also Frozen's a bottle movie. Cube is a bottle movie. I can't really think if there's any others I can think of off the top of my head. I could Google it though.
That Buried Alive movie with
yeah, it's one
yeah.
of the Buried. Clue, where they're all in the rush. They're all the building itself.
Would you describe like 12 Angry Men in that way?
Yeah, actually, yeah, 12 Angry Men, because they are in that room.
Stuck in the jury chamber.
Yep, absolutely. Breakfast
Okay.
Club. I think, yeah, that's absolutely stuff like that. And
All right, cool.
bottle episodes are meant to, like I said, show a writer's ability to, crazy thought, write. How well you can write characters, how well you can write dialogue, how well characters interact, and what you do with limited space. Obviously, we want them to escape, and that's going to be the main crutch of how to get through most of the movie. But because we know it's a movie, they're going to be there a while. So you might as well make sure that the characters have something to talk about while they're there.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
Well, we think this one does pretty well, right?
Yeah. I've heard people. Yeah, I can get to that later. I think the writing of the two characters is very well done. Like, as they're trying to escape, they start to reveal more of themselves, both physically and emotionally. And that's not even a joke. Like, one of the first things they try to do is, oh, hey, I had signal when we were at the bottom of this thing, and now we're at the top. I don't have any. I should take my shoe off and try to make a post to try to get someone to get their attention. I have a bunch of followers. They'll know what I need to do. They'll be able to help me. And I think you brought up the point of, well, that's on fall. You need something to weigh that down, or to make sure that the phone is safe when it falls. And I
guess we should.
Good.
Yeah, we could say right away. I think these characters are pretty smart.
Oh yeah.
I'd say you have to look past the idea of climbing this thing to begin with, probably, because none of us think that's a good idea. But once you get past that point, and they get to the point where they're trying to solve their problem, they start getting, like, they're pretty crafty.
Bottle the budget. Actually, that's a great point. This movie was produced with only $3 million. That's very cheap.
It's pretty cheap, especially considering it seems like they would want to use a lot of CGI.
Yeah, we'll get to that though. We'll get to that.
I was gonna say, did you read about how they actually filmed this?
Yeah, they built a little set. I was reading about it. Didn't they build a little part of the set and tried not to use CG as much as they could?
Yeah, it was like the top part of the structure they built for real, and it's like 100 feet tall, and apparently the actresses were still having a really hard time with it.
I mean,
which is totally believable. 100 feet's high up.
100 feet's really high up, but they still did a great job of, like, I don't know how to put it, like, they were definitely acting, and I feel like being, like, it's kind of like method acting, right? You are really high up, and one wrong slip, and that's it. And they are now stuck up there while filming. Obviously, they're probably going to have padding down there, just in case. God, I hope.
But I read about it. They've got, like,
do they?
safety nets, of course, and, like,
Okay.
plenty of stuff ready. But
Yeah,
still,
obviously.
you don't want to take a fall like that.
No, God no. But yeah, these two characters are very intelligent, and they're not just sitting there going like, God, we're stuck up here. What can I'll just throw my phone straight down there. No, they like go like, okay, we need to weight it down. I think they say like, oh, remember the egg game? We gotta weigh it down. We gotta put it here. We gotta put it in your. And then she takes off her shoe, and when she does, it shows a tattoo on her leg of 143. Now, both of us are terrible at dating, and we don't know what that meant for a while.
Yep, we had to Google it.
Yeah, we had to Google it, and I think the movie later says it, which is "I love you," and it kind of shows that she's kind of like doesn't like seeing that, so it's implied that something happened between those three characters, which we learn about more. But what I'm saying is, they are physically removing clothing while also emotionally opening up, and I think that's such a nice touch. I guess would be it's nice. It's a nice writing style.
Yeah, I think so. It's we like you said, we're like peeling away layers of these characters and we're learning things about them, and those help to like inform how they act around each other as
Right.
the movie progresses.
Exactly. Because like it definitely feels like these two are close friends where like they do that thing that friends do where they're very bitter with each other, like they push each other's buttons.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not to the point of you being like, oh, they hate each other, because they still talk to each other about how they feel and open up, and it's a very nice written story. I like the writing, so I'm trying to say. I really like the writing.
Yeah, and I feel like you always have the sense that they really want what's best for each other.
Mm-hmm. And as the movie progresses, they kind of both realize that this isn't a spoiler, but Dan's not as great as we thought he was. Ooh. Ooh, wonder what Dan was doing. Maybe you should watch the movie and you could find out.
Yeah, it's a good movie to watch. I recommend it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I guess we should I want to take a moment to say and this might warrant a rewatch on our part because I'm curious, but they are very good at like making you scared.
Oh yeah, I remember a few
Like,
times we were watching it, and you, a guy who enjoys climbing, literally said on call, you were like, "Oh, I gotta stand up. I gotta walk around the room."
yeah,
And
like
even I am sitting here. I think like halfway through like almost near the end of the movie, I was like, "Oh, my ass is clenched." Like I was stiff during this film. They do a lot of really well-paced shots where they kind of show the scenery around the characters. They do like shots where it goes up and like you get to feel the weight as like the camera like zooms in to show like do like the shot where they show the entire size of everything.
mhm.
Just the
They like really focus in on like the ladder shaking and
Mhm.
like the noises that it makes every time you take a step.
And I'm freaking out about that, and you're sitting over here, it's like, oh, it'll be fine. These are structurally built to not fall over, even if some pieces fall off. It'll be fine. If it loses one bolt, it's gonna be okay. Like you're sitting here, like being like, actually, everything will be perfectly fine.
I mean, for what it's worth, the structure stays up.
Yeah, the structure stays up until the pieces of the ladder fall off.
They take a second to show us like the cables that are like helping to support the whole thing. Like they zoom into that while it's shaking while they're climbing, the ladder shaking. Yeah. And that's like violently the hands grabbing onto the parts of the ladder. Like yeah, they're good at setting the mood, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
It's a very thriller like movie. It's very tense. It makes you like stiffen up and go, oh fuck, oh my god.
I think it says a lot that I'm not like a huge horror movie fan, and I haven't watched a ton of them, but I've seen a lot of horror movies that are like described as the better of them. And I don't know, this movie, like it's stressful, like more stressful than a lot of those movies.
I think it's a situation where in most horror movies there's like a big evil, right? There's like something that is chasing or like after people, right?
Yeah.
But all tension is gone once we see it. Once we physically see where it's at, now we no longer feel tense because we know its location. We know it's right there. We know it can't really go anywhere from there. It's going to be in that position. But a movie where like this, where it's just ambiguous, there's no big evil, it's just like the dangers of climbing. There is like you said, there's like a fear people have of that, like a built-in fear of their own safety and by extension other people's safety.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, I feel like that does more to terrify you than any like fucking eighth dimensional clown that lives in the sewers. You know, like
Yeah.
it's scary, but it's also a thing that can be defeated. You can't really defeat heights.
Nah, the only way is to climb them and then
Go
be
back
done
down.
afterwards.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
but
Going
that
down.
process gets interrupted.
Yeah, yeah. The going down part is what's hard.
Oh well, it speaks to it, right? Like they, like every step they take, my thought is just that's another step you gotta take down now.
Yep. I think even her friends like halfway up, they're like, "Okay, that's good. We're good, right?"
Right.
If you ever took me climbing, I'm doing that shit always. We get 25 feet up that wall. I'm like, okay, great work. That's basically it, right? I mean, I could see like the thing's gonna look the same from 25 feet up to 60 feet up.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty much the same. Yeah,
It's pretty
absolutely.
much the same. I will say this year, I feel like we're gonna watch 2 more horror movies because we got we got the FNAF movie, which I don't know if you saw, but the trailer leaked online.
I did not see that.
Dude, oh my god. Side tangent, it looks amazing.
Yeah.
Like the animatronics are actually like people in suits. Like they're actually like it's not CG or anything, like actual animatronics. They're like actual like you can it's an actual suit that someone's wearing. Which it's not like in the sense of like how do I put this? Not like the costume sense, but like it looks like the original FNAF suit, like from the first game. That like weirdly very big, very bulky suit. Um, it just everything looks really good. The tone is right. The story, like what they say, what happens, makes sense. Everything's logically there. It seems like, and here's the crazy thing, it seems like having the guy who makes the series on to write and co-direct makes the movie good.
Interesting. Interesting.
Unlike Slenderman, where I don't think they knew shit about Slenderman.
They just wanted the iconography,
Literally.
and the name.
And now he's no longer free. People can't use him to make games anymore.
Ah,
yeah, isn't that convenient?
How obnoxious! I hate that.
Yep. And the other movie we were going to review is Iron Lung. Do you know anything about that?
Is that the one on a submarine?
Huh? Yeah, that's
submarine. Is that the one?
Yeah, the submarine. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one Markiplier is directing.
Yeah.
Yep. So he said that's going to come out sometime this year, and it's going to be in theaters. So I'm definitely excited for that.
Yeah, I think that'll just be enjoyable.
They gave this movie a adaptation. It's called Celeste.
It's kind of mid.
I don't know. The suits look kind of bulky. I'm not scared when I know for sure I can run circles around freely. Yeah, that's the big thing is I wonder how they're going to do that, because the idea of the first few FNAF games is you are stuck in that room of the security guard room. How are they gonna make it like how are they gonna make it scary when you can just outrun this? I know Freddy can teleport, so he'll absolutely be at the movie. But the other two just walk. So does Foxy.
Well, I mean, I don't know. If you are trapped in a room that's like one way in, one way out, then it's not unthinkable that something that's slow could still block you off.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just like, why are you still staying there if you're gonna come and kill you? Why keep going back to that job?
Right.
In the great words of Markiplier, why would I stay for one night, let alone 5?
Yep.
Literally the same exact thing.
But hey, you know.
Side tangent over. So yeah, we're gonna watch a couple horror movies this month or this year.
Yeah.
Where,
Exciting times at Two Broken Thumbs.
Yeah. Oh, right. Well, this is all because of horror, right? And I think what you had said was right. Was it's horrifying because of any moment they could just fall and die. I don't think we described the size of the platform they're on. It is like if you ever go to Applebee's, the table that you eat on, it's that size. It's like that size.
Yeah, it's an octagon, and you definitely couldn't have like both people on one side of it.
Yeah, no. It has 8 awesome sides and 8 awesome angles.
Mm-hmm.
Octagon.
They do pretty good at Hunter, the more confident friend that like dragged her up there. Like she doesn't really hold on to the beam in the center of it ever.
Yeah.
Whereas Becky is always like trying to hold on to it, and like I don't know, like you said, she's acting very well. Like her facial expressions just tell it all the time.
I also definitely like that too because it gives more character to both of them. Where Hunter is way more free spirited and lives dangerously, even in like stressful situations like this one.
Right.
But yeah, they keep trying different things. They're trying to figure out like what to do to get off. They see the van from Breaking Bad. They try to shoot a flare to those guys, and they just end up stealing their car.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's like, man, those are like the two guys you didn't want to get the attention of.
Literally, like the worst possible people to get attention of.
Mm-hmm.
And they get down, or they don't get in. They take their car and they drive off. So now the car's not even there. So if someone came by and saw the car, like now that's no way in hell anyone's gonna see that.
Mm-hmm.
So now all they have is just binoculars, whatever they're wearing. I think at this point, doesn't her friend try to go grab the bag or what?
Hunter's already lost her shirt because she's using it as a tourniquet for
Oh right, yeah.
Becky. Becky got a big gash in her leg when the ladders got knocked down.
Yep. I remember that now.
I think this is when. Yeah, this is when they try the shoe, and I guess I want to highlight it a little bit more because we were talking about it. We had paused the movie to like discuss what we would try to do. And I think we had the idea like you can drop your phone and like you kind of have to just hope that it'll make it to the bottom. It'll send the message before it hits the ground and shatters. And it's like not a great plan, but you have 2 phones after all, so maybe it's worth trying. And they had the idea of trying to protect it. I kind of dismissed that idea initially. But they use like they use a shoe and like a Hunter shoe and Hunter's sock and like a bra, push-up bra. So I'm like, oh wait, that's like actually doing pretty good then, because that's like that is more creative than I thought.
That kind of set the tone for me of how this is going to be written. I'm like, anything that we were going to say, like legit, we would say like, oh, they should do X, and then they did X, and we're like, oh, okay. Well, they also
they either
Y,
did
and then they
X
did Y,
or
and
they
not
did
only Z, they did Z as well.
Yeah, like it was just what we thought they should do or better.
Absolutely.
Which is impressive. It's really nice to see intelligent characters because we've all seen scary movies where the characters are dumb and then you're just like, no, why would you do? Oh my god, you idiot! And then you lose all your investment. But these girls are pretty smart.
Because whenever a character acts stupid, character acting stupid under stress does not justify them being stupid. If a character is shown to be intelligent, even when panicking, I think that's more relatable because then we as the audience are like, okay, well, this is the decisions we would make in that situation. No one's going to make the decision of when they're running away from a monster to go, I have a 20-foot head start away from the man who currently has a knife. I know what I should do. Instead of running to my car, starting it up, and driving away, I'll hide in this pantry closet.
Right.
Surely he won't find me in this location.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what do you know? He found you, and now you're dead. Like, it. They should backflip.
They should backflip. They would get extra points if they
They
backflipped.
would. They would do like the Tony Hawk Pro Skater sound of burn. Just like the Kermit video, they just keep flipping.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
They like plays
fuck.
the music and everything.
Oh my fucking god, that'd be so bad.
I also when they dropped the shoe, they got that shot that you really liked.
Oh yeah, there's this shot that they do where, isn't it where like it shows the phone has shattered? The one I was talking about.
No, the one I'm talking about is just like it seems as though the camera is attached to the shoe
Oh
and it's looking
right.
up. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That was such a cool shot where like it was like a POV. You are a shoe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was super because it gave you that because it was a very long shot too, so it gave you that sense of like the height. You know, you can say, "Oh, it's 2,000 feet," and you can like imply it, but really feeling the length of that fall kind of sets in tone of this is how long this person would fall if they accidentally like slipped and fell off.
Yeah, not a slow process at all.
Not at all. No. Just a terrifying free fall down to basically your death.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, they're up there. They're trying to find ways to get out, and at some point they're like, we should grab the bag because I think in the bag they set up they have a drone to do like flight shots up top. They show that there's water in there. There's something else they had too, right? There's some other items they had in the bag that were really important.
Oh, let me see here.
The
I know for
water,
sure,
they had makeup. This
but
is
they had
very
like a
useful.
receipt, and so they
Receipt,
could write on that. And they
right?
had like you said, their makeup.
Yeah. So they didn't have much, but it's more than what they currently have, and they are currently starving and dehydrated because I think at this point it's been a day since they were there.
Yeah, they've spent the night up there,
Mm.
and that's something we kind of talked about when we were watching. I had mentioned like if I go climbing in the morning and don't have breakfast, like it's usually pretty rough. But if I get something like especially like good to eat, like
Yeah.
Chipotle or something that's got like some power in it, then like climbing goes a lot better and like I can do it for longer and that sort of thing. So these girls have already climbed the thing. They haven't eaten anything since, and now it's been a day, and they probably didn't get great sleep either. So it's like every
But
hour you spend there,
mm,
your ability to like maybe get away with somehow climbing down or like improvising something with the rope, like your strength levels are just decreasing.
yeah, like one of the things I thought was they could have used the rope to slide down, but that's also 2,000 feet. One of your friends is currently in, the other one doesn't have any shoes anymore. And that is, you're not going to be able to Mulan that shit.
Yeah, that was sort of the thing with them using a shoe. It's
Yeah.
that like it's a minimal risk, but it is still
Mm-hmm.
a risk because being down a shoe, like that is a big deal.
Yeah, you're
And
not.
granted, they're not wearing climbing shoes, they're wearing like Converse or something, but
Right.
still, like that protection for your feet, especially against like the rusty metal, like you're in trouble now. Like
Mm-hmm.
you've lost a pretty big asset.
Exactly. The limited amount of resources is so terrifying because you have to really weigh your options in the.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and realistically, they couldn't climb down the mountain with the. It would just be nigh impossible. I mean, you could wrap the rope. No, you couldn't because of the the dish. The satellite dish would block that path.
Right, you'd have to get to the dish and then like
Yep.
unwrap it and like
Yep. Do that
rewrap
again.
it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Underneath the
Yep.
dish, which would be
That
impossible. That's literally impossible.
I guess you'd have to like throw it to yourself, or if they were both on the dish, maybe they could do it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but like either way, like you've only got 50 feet of rope, I think they say.
Yep.
Like, and it's barely enough to get to the dish, and the ladder is taken out under the dish as well. So it's not like the full 2,000 feet, but it's certainly the last 200 feet and maybe a bit more.
To the dish, or do you mean from the top? They're about like.
From because you know how it's
Oh
like
right, they were
the cage shape with like the triangles.
Yeah, I remember now. Yeah. If they
Yeah,
could
and
get
then
to that, they could have been fine. But there's really no way.
yeah, is like you said, if they could get to that, but they can't.
They really can't know.
Mhm.
But yeah, like I said though, the way that they wrote everything was. But I don't want to get into too many of the ways they try to get out. Because I feel like if we talk too much about that, it's going to kind of spoil things. And I do want to talk about the big one at the end. Because I
When
really
you
like that.
tell me
What's up?
which one?
The big reveal at the end. The twist.
Trying to remake the twist. Okay.
The twist. I do want to talk about that because I really liked it.
Okay.
So I think they're up there for about 2 days. Oh, spoiler warning, by the way. Go to this timestamp on screen now to not get spoiled. Okay, that's enough time.
Yeah, you did it. Good job.
Good work. Well, I mean, if you're still here, then you didn't. So,
Oh no, if you're still here, you watched it. Yay.
Oh, that's true. Good. So at this point, I think it's been 2 days now. They've been on the mountain, and they've had a lot of character moments talking about the boyfriend, about how they cheated on each other, about her father, about like just personal things, everything. And at one point, when she's grabbing the bag, because at this point they're trying to grab the bag. I think it's 2 days after they're trying to grab the bag, right? It was like the 2 day, because it wasn't the third day; it was the second day. I'm pretty sure.
Let me see. So they get the bag on the second day.
Yeah.
They try to do the drone and it doesn't work.
I want to talk about the bag first. There's a shot in the bag part where her friend has to grab onto the bag to try and save herself. And in the scene, we see that she grabs the bag. She grabs the bag and she lifts herself up. And from that point on, Becky is doing a lot of the heavy lifting. Becky does like climbs the top of the tower to do something. Becky flies the drone around. Becky does the writing for the note. Like Becky's doing a lot of the heavy carrying. And on the first glance, you don't really think about it at all. You're kind of like, okay, I guess Becky has the injury, but she's she's clearly more well put together than her friend is currently, who feels very defeated.
Well, for what it's worth, I did think about that, and Hunter has her hands hurt.
Oh right, Hunter does have
Remember?
her hands hurt. That's right. Oh, that's
Yeah.
smart. That is smart. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Because I think both of us were like, wait, oh, how did she hurt her hands? Well, now she can't do anything.
Well, I think it kind of made sense because it would be like the rope burn.
Ah, right, yeah. But yeah, Hunter has her hands hurt, so now Becky has to do everything.
Pretty much.
And she does it pretty well. And Hunter's trying to support her as best she can. But there's a scene where she has the drone and she's like, all right, I'm gonna have the drone go towards the place we were eating and drop the note off, and maybe someone will know we're there. Someone will be able to help us. So they do the plan, and while she's watching the drone on like a little screen, so she sees the drone like a tiny little screen, like from the POV of the drone. So she's watching it, trying to get it to move, trying to do everything. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a truck comes and just smacks the drone. It falls, it breaks, and it just drops to the ground.
Yep.
No one saw it. No one notices it. The truck driver comes out, looks around, confused, but then like goes back in his truck. And I think both of us were screaming, "What the actual fuck? How did that truck come out of nowhere? You are two people, 2,000 feet in the air. You should have seen the truck coming. How did
Yeah.
her friend not notice that the truck was there?"
Mm-hmm.
And we're both sitting there like, "Oh fuck, that's so stupid." And then her friend makes the comment of, no, she makes a comment of, "Well, we can try the other shoe now." It's like late at night. The time has passed. It's like, we need to try the other shoe now. I need your other shoe. And her friend's just like, we can't do that. And it's like, what? Huh? And then it turns and it shows her friend has like, her face is all fucked up. It's all weird. Like, it doesn't look right. And the reveal is her friend is dead.
Mm-hmm.
And it was because like the entire time watching, like, oh, both of them could make this out alive. Both of them are doing the proper thing to survive, and they'll be able to get out of this together.
Right.
But now,
they have each other.
Yeah, but now you realize, oh, Becky's been up here on her own, and she's been like hallucinating her friend to make her feel sane, because she's already gone through enough emotional turmoil, and now she just lost her best friend, and she's been trying to trick herself into thinking that her best friend is still alive.
Yep.
And it's fucked. It doesn't do the cliche thing where they go back and show the scenes to like empathize or what's the word?
I'm not sure.
It's like we like
They do go back.
Yeah, do they go back?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember that at all. Whoops. What scenes?
Yeah, they go back. They don't like because they show it pretty much the same way, but then Hunter's like laying down on the dish instead of
right.
Yeah.
But I think that's, we can talk about it now. The CG in this movie sucks. Oh my god, it's so bad.
Yeah, it's pretty rough in a few spots.
It's so bad. Like, you can see clearly like the outline of the shading, and like the character just kind of plopped there on the frame.
Yeah, there's one particularly close to the end that I remember I pointed out where it's like Hunter really poorly composited onto the dish.
It definitely feels like a BuzzFeed intern had to do that scene real quick to finish the movie.
She's like, her asset is clearly lying down flat.
Yeah.
But like her one leg is hanging over the side, but gravity isn't affecting it. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's not great. And when they go down, when her friend goes down eventually, like, it's in a different position entirely.
Yeah, and you had mentioned how her hair is like clipping in and out of existence.
Yep. Becky, when she's climbing down, her hair's clipping in and out of existence. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, it just, the reveal though was so smart. It was so like well paced and well thought out. And it kind of drives home like Becky's like just overall just mental state at this point. She has had no food, limited water, now out of water, just went through a rainstorm. And there's a bird now pecking at her skin, where she's just laying there basically like giving up. Like, the bird is pecking at her wound, which is now just it's fucking disgusting at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to describe it.
She like, yeah, she can't look down without seeing her friend. He's just dead.
And yeah, so she really can't do anything at this point. But like, her friend mentions like, we need to eat. Like, she remembers her friend saying that, and this bird that's pecking at her skin, she fucking grabs that thing, just beats the shit out of it. Like,
I made the joke while we were watching. I was like, oh yeah, grab the bird and snap its neck and then eat that. And then she fucking does it, and I'm like, wait, I didn't.
Once again, we are as smart as the writing. Which...
I didn't. I was kind of joking, but.
And then immediately she starts like skinning the thing and eating it. You're like, no, that's no.
She's just like tearing into it. Yeah. It's awful.
It's like primal almost.
Yeah. And it's like.
Go ahead.
I believe it. But geez, man.
When you're starving, you'll eat anything put in front of you, no matter how picky.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, it was such a fucked up like scene. Like she's bashing this thing's head in, and while she's doing it, like once it finally dies, the blood splatter just fucking all over her face, and
yeah,
like
all over her.
mm,
Just
just fucking brutal, absolutely brutal of a kill. At this point now, she's like reinvigorated, has some energy, and she's like, "All right, I'm gonna do the shoe idea." So she goes down to her friend, like grabs her other shoe, and contacts her dad, of all people. And yeah, he calls 911. I don't know, fighting moves are not very effective versus bird. I mean, when the bird is right there next to you on the ground, I feel like it's way more effective.
yeah,
Oh,
if the
you know
bird
what?
makes the mistake of entering melee range, then like it's over, right?
You know what? She should have done
They
the
got
thing.
thin bones, dog. That's how they fly.
They should have done the thing in fucking Ocarina of Time where, like, if you grab a chicken and you like jump off a ledge, it slows your descent down. They should have like grabbed the vulture's legs and had the vulture slowly fly her down. Have you
That's
seen?
great until the vulture goes a different direction.
No. You can control the vulture. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it'll be fine. You can just lean the vulture in a certain direction. Fuck. Yeah. So she has this. You go ahead.
I think we also need to state that she hasn't just like I watched the scene again. She hasn't just put her phone in the shoe.
Like, right. Oh fuck. She puts it in her friend.
Yeah, like in one of her open wounds.
I completely forgot. That's so gross.
The extra padding, it's so gross.
You're never using that phone again. That phone is that's going straight back to Verizon.
It's like BM. Yeah, exactly. Like it feels bad, man.
Like, yeah, I get it. This is a survival situation, but wow. Oh.
Well, I mean, it's like I guess you'd have to do it, but jeez.
It's like the Tauntaun, but with a real person.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, I made Pat watch the first Star Wars Episode 1.
New Hope?
Yeah, no. Episode 1.
Oh.
Not
Did
episode
he like
4, it? Episode 1. He was very bored with all the political stuff in the middle. But he loved the ending, and he, as any human being would, fucking loved the Duel of the Fates scene.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Like he was like, this is what I wanted to see. He loved the choreography and the battling, and he even pointed out how different the swordplay was from this series, from the original, and how he kind of likes that because it gives it that sense of like the way that the battles have been done are now totally different. Where before it was like one hit and you die, and now it's way more complicated movement, way more like choreography based combat rather than samurai combat.
Yeah. I've always thought that there's something to be said about how the prequels do their fight scenes, because DOT is like, it makes enough sense that Darth Vader kind of fights with the one hand, and meanwhile Luke isn't very well trained with it because there's really no one to train him in lightsaber combat, and it's old, so it's like there's some really stick clacky moments, as I would describe them.
Yeah,
but lightsabers kind of bounce off each other. But it makes sense that I like it. And then in the prequels, it's different. It's criticized sometimes as being more like a dance, which I think is fair for some of the fight scenes and less fair for others. I think it makes sense that they would be really graceful and like.
But I don't think calling
almost
it a dance,
appear choreographed.
Yeah, I don't think calling it a dance is very insult, especially if that's something that you're interested in seeing. There's more backflips in the prequel. That's true. Approved.
Yeah, fair.
So sorry, side
tangent.
I
think
over.
I'm not done with our tangent.
Fine,
I think the Revenge of the Sith fight scene, the Anakin Obi-Wan one, is the best one.
Oh,
because there's like some legitimately impressive moves that get pulled off.
I think the plan with him is we're gonna watch 1, 2, and 3, and then we're gonna watch 3 episodes of Clone Wars of what's happening during the episode 3, like the Ahsoka Tano stuff.
I gotcha. Yeah.
I think that's like the best way to do that. I just gotta find which 3 episodes that kind of like condense that whole. I think that would just be the last season, right? Oh my god, the pod race. Oh my god. He he didn't realize the line "now this is pod racing" was actually in the movie. So when he saw it, he's like, "Oh, it's actually a real line." Oh.
Yep. Yeah, unfortunately, it's actually a real line.
He was so confused.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's
fucking
something
weird.
Star Wars fans have to deal with forever.
Yeah, he was.
And be like gulp shitto again.
He was just like oh man, that's the meme line. I know that's the meme line. Like, yeah, Pat, yeah.
Yep.
What the fuck were we talking about? Oh, movie, right.
Movie.
Right, thank you. I think the movie kind of ends after the twist. I think it's like a good time to reveal it after, everything that's happened. You kind of get to like last push. Her dad saves her, and I think that's kind of how the movie just ends with her getting down, obviously.
Yeah, they do it pretty well, honestly, because she drops the phone, and then like the dish like part of it gets disconnected again, or like it's like breaking.
Yeah.
And she like freaks out and tries to secure herself in a better spot, and then it cuts to the dad arriving, and you can see police are already there. And it's it's real good. He like first notices a body bag being picked up, and he's like, like, oh no, and then it's revealed that she's there and she's okay.
Yeah. Well, Joe, I'm not gonna read that. I don't want to do this. I want to do this with partner here. My partner here is a big Star Wars guy. We're not doing this.
Do you mean like Star Wars, like on average, or like DOT, or?
I think he probably.
I will agree, it's below average if we're talking about like the sum of everything.
I think that's probably what he means.
Yeah.
I think the sequels really brought.
Yeah, the majority of Star Wars movies are not good.
Yeah, it's always everything around the movies that are good. Didn't the new game come out that everyone was praising except for the quality? Most of it? Okay. Yeah, the new Star Wars game dropped and apparently it runs like shit.
Yeah, I've only heard good things about like the actual gameplay and the story and all that, but yeah, as for the performance, apparently it's really bad, especially on high-end PCs, which is like the opposite of where performance issues should be.
Isn't it crazy that this is the state of gaming where shitty PC ports are just the norm, and if a game's
we always say the state of gaming. Luckily, there's more indie developers than ever before, and they're thriving.
And guess what? Guess what's the one company that keeps making games that work on day one? You know what that is? You know who it is? Fucking Nintendo, baby.
Well, yeah, they only have to do it on their consoles.
Exactly. The only exception is Pokemon, and that's because Pokemon's bad.
Right.
Everything else when they release a game, it's playable. You can play it. That's it.
Well, I can't.
Well, you can't.
Unless I buy their little game box.
You did. Don't you have one?
A Switch?
Yeah. So you guys have a Switch.
Yeah, Brandon has a Switch. I don't have a Switch.
Well, there you go. Now you have a game box, as you call it.
I guess.
But yeah, the movie kind of ends there, and it's a very nice ending. Like literally, the credits just start rolling once she's on the ground. And I feel like that's enough for us to know the characters have changed and the personalities are different.
Yeah. I don't think it's hard to like figure out what happens after this.
No, the characters go through their arc, and it's sweet. It's a sweet, nice ending. It's nothing like this movie's not gonna be anything that's gonna like blow your mind or change the way you see film, like that. I think this is just like a fun movie to get your friends with to watch together.
Yeah, it's like we said, I like the character work a lot. I think it's very well done.
The writing
it is great. It is thrilling. Like it's funny, not the last movie we watched, but the one before, Skinamarink, like that is perhaps the most absent I've ever been for a movie watching experience, and this was very, very engaging.
Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah.
When Hunter asks Becky, so at one point they're talking about wrestling to kind of help her stay awake.
Hmm.
When Hunter asks Becky to think of her favorite wrestlers, she names Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, and Mankind. Another WWF wrestler whose mention did not make the final cut of the film was Owen Hart, who fell 78 feet to his death from the rafters.
Oh no.
I wonder why that wasn't. I wonder why that wasn't. Oh, when Hunter falls off retrieving the bag from the dish, and before Becky checks on her, you can hear Hunter's body landing on the dish.
And I'm taking a look.
All right.
I think we talked about this. There's a carabiner on the backpack,
Yeah.
and she used it to get down, but she didn't clip herself back in on her way up. And like in the moment, I was like, "Why aren't you clipping yourself in?" And then when she makes it to the top, I'm like, "Well, I guess it didn't matter." But it feels like it would have mattered.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah. That's kind of a neat little detail.
Oh, so
Yeah.
it's like it's easy to pass it off in your head because that sound could have been like the sound of her catching the backpack and then the rope
Right.
like putting a lot of pressure on the platform.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it can be seen as both.
Right. And that is their goal, right? They want
Right.
it to be um damn.
They want it. They want you. They want to trick you.
They want you to know that it can be either. Like
Yeah.
they want to leave it up in the air.
Now, if now we're out, we're gonna be out of spoiler territory, so we're back, everybody. You're okay. Welcome back. Good job.
Oh, welcome back.
Actually, no. Fuck you. Watch the movie.
Yeah.
Um,
What are you doing?
I will say I heard some criticisms about this film from people after I brought up that I really liked it. A
Yeah?
lot of people were like, apparently they're like, this movie is just 48 meters down but reversed. Where
Yeah,
instead of being
so
underwater, they're in. Have you seen that movie?
I have, and
Okay.
it does the it. We're back into spoiler territory, everyone.
Oh, okay.
It has the same twist.
Yeah, that's what they said.
Yeah.
And
So
I
the reasoning in that movie is, do you know anything about like scuba diving and like nitrogen in your blood, that sort of thing?
no.
Okay. So the quick version of it, I'm conveniently involved in all the recreational activities for these movies.
Oh, thank
Okay.
God.
The quick version, this wasn't planned, folks. Essentially, what happens is so when air is under pressure, right? Because obviously there's extra pressure when you're underwater, it gets compressed down, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, Will Joe, I need you to stop. So, what happens is you're breathing that air and while it's compressed, so you're essentially getting extra nitrogen into your body because like you're consuming so much air so much quicker than you normally would be. And this isn't like a huge deal, but the issue is if you consume way too much nitrogen, then like you can get sick from it. So what happens in the movie, and normally like, normally this isn't an issue, but they get trapped underwater and they are running out of air, so they need to replace their tanks with new full ones. And there's like conveniently some down there via whatever mechanism happened, whatever. So, oh, I think they take it from somebody else who got killed. Anyway,
Okay.
um, and one of the things they talk about is now that you're like essentially going through two tanks of air, like that's twice as much air as you should be going through. So you're at risk for nitrogen narcosis or whatever it is. And essentially that can make you hallucinate and like go unconscious and stuff like that. And that's really what happens. Like they get the tanks and then they have like they try to solve more problems and like they get out and they get to the surface and there's a boss fight with the shark. And then while she's on the boat, like her blood is still like it's flowing out of her leg, but it's like floating in the air as if she's still underwater. And then the reveal is she is still underwater. She hallucinated the whole like second half of the movie. And like
Oh.
she's being rescued by a team, but like her friend is dead.
Oh, so she like she's kind of like still stuck down there and not be able to do anything, but she thinks she's like this doing these crazy things to get out.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't feel like that's the same twist though. I mean, yeah, her friend is dead, but it's
Well, it's surface level. It is
yeah.
like she's hallucinated and her friend is already dead.
Is her friend with her during all this?
I haven't seen this movie in a couple of years now, but I think so. Yeah, I think they both like make it out.
Oh, okay. Interesting. I mean, this is like the situation where it's like the Joker and like the King of Cards, right? Those
I
two
think so.
movies where it's
The King
like
of Comedy.
King
Yeah,
of Comedy, yeah. Where like it's the same premise, but it doesn't have to be this. It's the same premise, but it tells two different stories.
exactly.
I might go ahead.
I would need to rewatch 47 Meters to be sure, but I feel like this movie does it a lot better based on what I remember.
Yeah, and it's one of those situations where like just because it treads old ground doesn't mean you should dismiss a movie.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Give a movie a chance to stand on its own, or in this case, stand 2,000 feet on its own, and kind of like I don't know, kind of give it a chance. Yeah, the CGI is rough on areas, and like I guess you could say like the waiting time is unrealistic. I guess, but like I don't really have a lot of like the 3 days. I mean, you're up there for 72 hours, and you only come out with ideas every once in a while. I can see people being like, that seems unrealistic, but like, I don't know.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Because like after you send out the message the first time, like I feel like you're willing to wait a long while.
Yeah, exactly. And out of spoiler area. Hello, welcome back. Watch the movie. I like it. I really did like it. This was a genuine surprise. After the movies we've sat through, obviously we saw Mario Brothers, and I was happy with how that turned out. I liked that movie.
Yeah.
But like, we saw Skinamarink. I mean, that was rough. Wish Upon, ugh. Like we've seen some real stinkers recently. Especially with movies as a whole recently. I haven't really seen a lot that have just been like, ah. I've also sat through like last year was Christian movies, and I only saw two good ones. Everything else has just been fucking ugh. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice to rewatch a movie and be like, man, movies can be good. What a crazy thought. Do you have anything else you want to say about the movie before we do our big number at the end?
I don't think so. I think I'm trying to think of like other little criticisms we had. The only other things were more minor things like the fact that her phone never dies. Like it probably should after the 42 hours, especially with her. I'm sorry, 42. The 72 hours, especially with her looking at it like kind of a lot.
Yeah.
And like the tower would realistically be swaying like multiple feet all the time.
Yeah.
But like
people also point out there's a lot of continuity errors.
Yeah, I noticed like the ladder underneath the dish, like it's there when she's going down to get the backpack, but not there later. And like it clearly shows it getting knocked off before, like right at when all the ladders get knocked off. So yeah, little things here and there.
With being that high off the ground and with no structures blocking your path, your cell phone would have a clear signal.
Yeah?
I mean, That feels like you're pulling it out of your ass.
I mean, you're. Hmm.
I feel like also it's
I'm
just
not
something.
sure where that like cutoff point is.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, I guess that is a bigger problem because it'd be one thing if there was no signal up top and no signal at the bottom, but there
Mm.
is a signal at the bottom.
Yeah. I guess it would just be. It's also just a situation where in a lot of horror movies or thriller movies like this, they have to establish lack of phone usage.
Right.
And I'm okay with that for the sake of this writing of the story. Because if we are in this world, we're probably going to believe what they said. Realistically, she would have fallen off the back foot in her real life. True. But yeah, no, good movie, quality movie. Highly recommend. I can't believe I'm recommending BuzzFeed out of all things, but yeah, they need the help right now. They just closed down their actual journalism area. So yeah, they need some support.
Hey, if they make entertaining enough movies, you know.
Dude, I was looking at their IMDb. Yeah, no, they don't.
Mm-hmm.
This was a weird one for them. They did a movie called The Black Demon. A megalodon shark that the family had to fight. One True Lovers. One Up, which is a 3.2. Follows a gamer who quits her college esports team due to sexism from her male counterparts.
Oh.
It this looks like a weird Ruby Rose. Who? Why does that name sound familiar?
Oh, she's Batwoman.
Oh, she was Batwoman.
Yeah, she was Batwoman.
Yeah. Okay. So no wonder why this movie didn't do good. Yeah, she was in Arrow. Really? Oh, she was in the Meg. That's why I remember her. She was in the Meg. That makes sense.
Was she?
Yeah, she's in the Meg.
Ah.
Crazy. She's Jax. Whoever that was in the Meg. See who Jax was. Oh, she's a character in it. Yeah, for those of you who know, The Meg is a very important movie for James and I, since it was the last movie we saw before he moved, right? Was it the last movie we saw in theaters? Like together?
I mean, we saw Venom since then, but that was after I moved. So.
Yeah. So that does Venom 2 this time is personal. I think we also saw.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I just remembered Venom 2. Oh my god, what a stinker.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Holy shit. No, that was a fantastic. Dude, the fucking scene where the guy's going out looking for Carnage and then he just like 5 seconds later Carnage grabs him and like that's the scene.
Yeah.
Carnage hacking into like a building from a computer from like some dweeb at a gas station.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, what a fucking shitty movie, man. Oh my god, I forgot about that movie. Oh, fuck. Oh god. Sorry.
You
That
know,
was a
whole better than a lot of the Marvel stuff somehow.
It was better because at least it was something. They had a TV show called BuzzFeed Unsolved True Crime. Oh, they did RBG? Really?
RPG?
Yeah, it's like an old lady movie about like an old lady. Oh, they did the movie Snoop and Martha's Very Tasty Halloween.
Oh.
Okay.
Very tasty.
I don't really see a lot of I Strip to Support My Children documentary. Okay. I really don't see a lot of really deep philosophical media pieces.
Hey, that's okay.
I tried cutting my hair with a sword like Mulan.
Oh, she does cut her hair with the sword.
It's possible. Is it possible for you to cut your hair with a real sword like Mulan? Exclamation point, period. It does. Is it? Well, now I'm curious. Well, now I have to know.
Yeah. The clickbait somehow worked.
Ah, fuck. It got me. Yeah, they haven't made a lot of other good things. The best thing that came from Venom 2, it was funny retrospect clickbait post-credit scene. Fucking don't get me started on that. I'm not doing that. We're not getting into it. We're not getting into that. That shit pissed me off.
I can't believe they did that.
Do you remember that where they teleported him to the main story and then they didn't have him do anything?
And then they were like, never mind, actually.
That would have been so cool to see them working together. That would have been so cool, but no, because it's not the same continuity. They couldn't have done that. Go fuck yourself. Why do it then? Oh my god, I fucking.
Why not?
I can't believe I'm fucking. You pissed me off. No, this is way better. Fucking Christ, dude. Oh my god. God damn it. Now I have to watch Venom with Pat. I gotta make him watch Venom.
That's not true.
I have to make him watch Venom and Venom 2. We watched Morbius, and we watched it, and then we turned it off, and we're like, what did we just do for the last hour and a half? Like, we immediately forgot everything about that movie.
That's a shame. That's a good movie.
Shut up. Did you see he dressed up in a fursuit at the Met Gala?
It wasn't a.
It was a fursuit. It was a fursuit.
No, it barely counts.
How does it barely count?
So the theme for the Met Gala was some guy whose name I don't remember, but the guy had a cat and he dressed up as the guy's cat.
He made a fursona of the guy's cat.
No.
That sounds
the cat
exactly
already
like
had a fursona.
That's not the
and
same
he just
thing.
Dressed as it.
That's not the same thing, James. Those are two totally different things.
Are they?
Yeah, they are. Dressing up as a cat and being in a fursuit of a cat is not the same thing.
Okay, then he wasn't in a fursuit. He was dressed up as a cat.
No, he was in a suit that made him look like a cat. That's a fursuit.
He was dressed up as a cat.
That was a fursuit of a cat.
You said that they're different things. You just said that.
No, the difference here. Counterpoint FNAF cosplay isn't a fursona. No, that's not a fursona. They're not dressing up. That's not. Well, hold on. Actually, did he have dyed hair on the cat? Because if not, then it's just the suit of a cat.
What? That's one of the requirements. The hair has to be dyed.
It's a lot like a bread. It's a lot like a bread situation where if there's more than one change, then it's no longer just the cat. It is now a fursuit. It's like how if you eat bread, it's now no longer bread. If you put butter on it, it's buttered bread.
I don't agree with either of those.
What do you mean? Dog VTuber
What do you mean? What do I mean?
No, it's not. What do you mean? If you're eating bread normally, right? If you just eat like a slice of bread, that's just you eating bread. Now, if you put something on the bread, is it still you eating bread, or are you eating the sauce that is now on the bread?
You're eating the bread.
Okay, now what if you put the bread in a toaster and put butter on it?
Well, now you're eating toast.
Exactly. Now you've changed it.
Bread. It's just cooked bread.
Now you're eating toast. It's not bread anymore.
It's toast bread.
But you call it toast. It's not called.
But we don't describe things that are toasted and untoasted differently in any other situation than in bread.
If you put lettuce, tomato, and some olive oil on top of the bread, is it still bread, or are you now? Is it something now completely different? Or are you still eating the bread?
There is bread.
Yeah, but you're not eating bread. You've changed the form.
You are eating bread in addition to other things.
But you're not eating it for the bread. You're eating it for the other things you put on the bread.
You're eating it for multiple reasons. You don't eat something for just one reason.
Well, yeah, but you wouldn't say that person's eating bread. You'd say that person is eating something with bread.
I would never just eat plain salt, but I will add salt to other dishes if it
Right.
improves them.
Right, exactly, which is what you would do with bread.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm still eating salt and or bread.
Yeah, but you wouldn't just say you're eating chips with salt. You would say you're eating chips with salt, like you would say, oh, that person's eating, olive oil on bread.
I don't think I've ever described chips as chips with salt, and I've certainly said bread and oil before.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you're eating a sandwich, you're not eating the bread. You're eating a
No,
sandwich.
I've never said that I'm eating oil. I'd say that I'm eating like bread with olive oil.
Exactly, but it's
Yeah,
one
so you're
change.
still eating bread.
But it's a single change. If you do two other things to the bread, is it still the bread you're eating, or are you adding stuff to the bread to eat?
You see, I know this isn't true because I've already thought of this. Because usually when I'm doing bread with olive oil, I also include balsamic vinegar because that's really
Exactly.
good.
So now you've combined two things to the bread. So are you eating the bread, or are you eating the liquids you've put upon the bread?
I'm eating the bread with the liquids I put upon them.
So it's no longer bread. It's something different now.
No,
What do you mean no?
I mean I would still say it's bread with olive oil. The thing I'm not going to include immediately is the balsamic because that's harder to say.
So here's okay. So if you've taken the bread, right? You've toasted the bread, right? You put butter on the bread, and then
Okay.
you have another piece of toasted bread on top of the butter.
I have a butter sandwich.
You have a butter sandwich, but you're not just eating the bread anymore. You're eating the butter and the bread. The
I
bread
was
has
never
been toasted.
just eating bread.
Well, you don't normally just eat bread. You eat bread with
I
something
never
else.
just eat bread.
But you have something with the bread.
I never just eat bread.
So if you have two changes to the bread, it's no longer just bread you're eating.
It was never just bread I'm eating.
So much like if you do two changes to a suit that is supposed to be a reference to an animal, now it's a fursuit.
Why wouldn't a fursuit just be a suit made with fur?
That's a great question. What about the guy who is wearing a suit made of fur about a cat? Is that a fursuit?
Maybe.
I think what he was wearing was a fursuit.
I don't mind
then.
defining it as a fursuit.
It's almost like I was fucking right in this scenario and the bread was a diversion the whole time.
I might be lost, but I don't want to admit it because now my brain is in debate mode.
The old switcheroo.
I feel like you are assigning additional implications to the term fursuit.
No, this guy's wearing a fursuit. There's no walking around it. See, okay, there's a lady.
He's wearing involves fur.
There's a lady that's there at the gala. I'm gonna post this on stream. There's a lady there's a lady there at the gala who has kitty ears on. Hold on. So like this, okay, which one of these is a suit, like an outfit that represents the cat, and which one of these is the fursuit?
They both are a suit representing a cat.
Yeah, but what is made with fur?
Yeah.
That's a fur suit. It's a suit made of fur. A fur suit.
Okay.
It's not a cosplay. It's a fur suit.
What's the difference?
Wait, that's not moist critical. Well, so that is not moist critical.
I demand that you go to Charlie's stream and apologize. What is the meaningful difference between a suit made with fur to represent a cat and a fursuit?
What? They both have, the suit is both made of fur.
You are not answering my question.
Both of them are made of fur. They're the same thing inherently.
So there is no meaningful difference.
No, but this was a fursuit.
Thank you.
This is a fursuit.
Yeah, if that's how we're defining fursuit.
Yes, he came to the gala as a furry.
No.
Yes.
But wearing a fursuit does not inherently make you a furry.
Wait, I mean, how much was that suit? Who did he
Seriously,
commission?
you
The
become a furry
question.
after you spend a finite amount of money on a suit?
Yes, that is the hill I'm dying on.
So if I
Yes.
look up definition of furry, it'll say person who has spent blank amount of money on a fursuit.
Have you seen how much money they spend on those things? It's ridiculous.
Yes, but I've also seen some people just stick a tail in their butt and call that good enough.
Well, then they spend all their money on fucking commissioned art for weird shit. This has been quite.
I've looked up furry. There is no one single definition for what a furry is. Even within the furry fandom, people cannot always agree on just what makes a person a furry or not. Some would
That's
argue to
true.
be a furry that you must think and talk like one, i.e. use very specific words and phrases. Oh god.
I don't like how.
Even if you go to conventions, wear a fursuit, draw the art, writes the stories, etc., but don't talk using furry lingo, you're not a furry. Basically, someone that may walk the walk but doesn't talk the talk.
Oh my fucking god, that's so cringe. A furry totally wrote that.
Others would argue that even liking anthropomorphic creatures makes you a furry.
You got anything you
You
want to
may
say?
have
You got anything
no
you wanna
idea the
say?
furry fandom exists or have ever heard of a furry convention, let alone any of the websites. Simply liking anthro creatures makes you a furry. I feel like I would ascribe to that definition more than the others.
Yeah, Mr. Wears a Luna shirt.
I
Calling you out.
That shirt doesn't have Luna, it has Molly and Moxie.
Yeah, and that's Anything else you
Yeah.
want to admit while we're on stream?
It's a shirt that has Molly and Moxie on it. It's their
Okay,
Valentine's
bud.
Day shirt. You could Google it.
Okay, bud. I definitely don't have a photo of you wearing a Luna shirt. No.
Send it.
Send it?
DM right now.
I have
Yep.
to go through my
Drop it in Discord.
Snapchat. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? I gotta go through my Snap. I'm too lazy to do that.
I
It's 12:30 at night, man. I don't want to do all that.
Wow. You see that, chat?
This feels like
Backing off.
blackmail.
He's backing off.
Average
knows I'm right.
fursuits cost $2,145 to $2,645, depending on complexity.
Oh, here we go. Fursuit. A quick and simple definition, unlike that guy's up there. A costume that one puts on to make someone look like an animal, usually used by furries and actors.
I could have sworn I think I have a photo. Don't I have a photo of a bunny as a police officer? Does that help?
A suit made of fur and is filled with tears and shame.
Yeah, I guess I don't have the photo. I thought I did have the photo of you.
Yeah, it's because it doesn't exist. I have
It
a Molly
does
and Moxie
exist.
shirt.
I'm pretty sure it exists. I have the video.
Do you want to hear this definition of furry?
Sure, why not?
You.
Damn. So in conclusion, we agree he is not wearing a fursuit. No, he is wearing a fursuit.
No, he is wearing a fursuit,
He is
but
wearing
that
a
doesn't make him a
fursuit.
furry.
That wasn't the argument. The argument was if he was wearing a fursuit.
The way that you said fursuit the first time made me feel a very negative implication.
It was negative. The pedophile's wearing a fursuit.
Is he a pedophile now?
Yeah, did you hear about that? Cole Sprouse
Nope.
called him out for contacting 16 to 17-year-old models trying to get them to do the dirty and squirty with him.
Yeah? Alright.
Which is very weird. Cole Sprouse calling that out of all people is very strange.
No, not Charlie.
No, we've been talking about it for this long. Jared Leto, that's it. The cult guy. The guy who has a cult. The guy who has a cult.
Yeah, alright, I could probably believe that, yeah.
Yeah, the cult guy maybe might have a little Epstein Island action going on.
Do you have to be convicted to be a pedophile, or does it only require you being attracted to minors?
I feel like if it was the first definition, Twitter wouldn't have a problem. So we're gonna go with the second definition because that makes that makes way more sense to me. Plus, there are people.
You just have to be into them.
Yeah, there are people who have podcasts about being into them. Have you not heard about that? Dude, it's fucked.
Well,
EDP
hopefully it's
making a
not,
hard
but
case for the second definition. Fuck. EDP? Do you not?
EDP?
Oh my god! Do you know about the EDP? You know about the EDP situation?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Phew. Thought I had to explain that to you.
Nope.
Um. Fuck. Where were we with this? Cupcake guy. Yeah.
I think we've been trying to sign off for about 20 minutes now. Is there anything else you want to talk about? Any other controversies?
Oh man, dude.
I'm here
yeah.
for it. I'm not doing anything tomorrow.
Dude. Don't remind, man. This is nice. We should do this more often when we're ending the ending discussion. This is what we should do.
Yeah, just talk about stuff.
Yeah, man. Fuck.
Not necessarily movies.
Oh man. I guess. I mean, how about that Elon guy, right?
Yeah, how about him?
What's that quirky guy up to?
He's probably pissing somebody off again.
Oh right. Well, he actually did.
What he does.
He pissed off the tram system in New York City.
Oh.
He
I said tram system. I'm like, what is that?
No, the tram system, like trains and stuff.
Yeah.
The trams would post online about like late trains and being like, hey, this train's gonna come here at this time. Useful information so people can know when to get on their trains. Right. And Elon apparently was like, hey, you gotta pay us $6,000 a month to post that so people can see it.
What?
Yeah. He made them put up he made a paywall for people to have to. He made the company have to pay him so that way people can get updates on when the train is going to arrive.
Wait, was it like an automated thing?
Like the Twitter account?
So like it's using the open source code?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought to get access to that you just had to be a Blue subscriber.
Well,
which is like $8.
Well, no, for companies it's more now. I think for companies it's $1,000 a month.
Jesus.
If you want to be like officiated as a company, and then for journalism, CNN would have to pay $1,000 and then $100 for each journalist they want to pay per month as well.
Huh.
So people protesting in the rail, I think that's pretty sure that's why they're doing it. Yeah, did you not know about the Twitter Blue shit? It's fucking wild.
No, I'm laughing at what he said.
Yeah.
That is not why people are protesting on the rail. No.
Wait, really? What's happening with that?
Oh, you didn't hear about this one?
No.
There was a homeless guy.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, okay. This is the Michael Jackson guy, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so...
I only looked at the news, not the memes.
So, no, what he would do is he would dance as Michael Jackson and, do dance moves and everything on the train and ask for money. Like a genuine, cool guy. And
he was threatening people.
What? No. Someone else was doing that. That video was not him. That video was somebody else. They were trying to pin it on him. He was a different person entirely, and they were just like, "Look what he did beforehand," and it's not him.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, the homophobic Michael Jackson. Yeah, he's not homophobic. That was another video. That was someone else entirely. They were trying to use that video as proof of oh, he wasn't as innocent as people thought he was. No, that wasn't him.
Wait. The Michael Jackson guy?
Yeah. The Michael Jackson guy and the guy who was being transphobic are not the same person.
Wait. What about the guy who died?
The Michael Jackson guy was the guy who died.
But he was still the one who's losing his shit, right?
Well, I mean, from what I remember seeing, he was being held to the ground and getting his shit kicked in. So yeah, I think I would also be losing my shit in that situation.
Well, if people said that he was threatening to kill people, or he said that he was gonna attack people and he was willing to die to do it or something.
I don't remember that, and I don't know if there's any footage of that, so I'm not really sure about.
I don't know if there's footage of that either. That'd be weird for 3 people to attack this guy randomly.
No, I don't disagree. I thought it was a cop situation. I thought that's why I thought I got attacked because of the cop.
I don't think any of them were cops, but I think the one guy was a Marine.
Michael Jackson impersonate. I don't. Yeah, hold on. Drama, I guess would be the word I'm looking for. Either drama. Chokehold death. Yeah, I got killed by chokehold. Homeless man with 42 arrests became complete mess after his mom was strangled to death. Oh god, this is bad. Oh, okay. Mental health decline after 14. He was homeless and was arrested 42 times, probably because there's a lot of like anti-homeless laws in New York. Fun fact, it turns out when you're homeless, it's very expensive to be homeless, especially in America.
For you.
I had a friend who went through that recently, and it was very rough. It's kind of like people finding reasons to justify George Floyd's murder. Yeah, literally. Yeah, I think that's what's happening here.
To be clear, if you're threatening to attack people, I don't think you have to look too hard to find a reason there.
No.
Or are people protesting on the rails of all places? Because it's what you do.
Yeah. I'm trying to look at specifically what he was arrested for.
I
DA's
mean, like,
office is
obviously, like,
Wayne.
super tragedy that he died, but, like,
Obviously, I mean, you should feel bad for anyone who passed away.
right? I wonder what, like, it seems too sketch to know for sure, you know? Like, I feel like I'd have to be there.
I don't have. Okay, so he said, I don't have food, I don't have a drink, I'm fed up, I don't mind if I go to jail and get life in prison, I'm ready to die. He didn't seem like he wanted to hurt anyone, but 5 passengers called 911 during Neely's fight with the Marine. Okay, so he had a fist fight with the Marine. On the train, witnesses saw him pacing back and forth and acting erratic as if he was about to turn violent. So it just seemed like he was unwell. Put him in a chokehold. Marine did.
Yeah, and he kept him there for, like, way too long, is my understanding.
I think that's what ended up happening.
Mhm.
Documented mental health history of the years. Cops answered more than a dozen calls about Neely acting out. He suffered from schizophrenia and had told cops he heard voices. Yeah, okay, so this seems like just a failure of the system as a whole. Like, yeah, it's unfortunate this happened, but I feel like if you've been arrested 42 times for mental health, maybe get him help. You know? Crazy thought.
I figured of all the places, New York would have, like, the systems in place to help with that.
Yeah, well, you'd imagine. Neely eventually pleaded a felony assault and received 15 months in an alternative to incarceration program. If completed, he would have allowed him to plead a misdemeanor assault and get conditional discharge. And it's still not helping him. That's just getting the crime waived off of his record. That's not going to help him. Most of his arrests were low-level crimes. Many of them turnstile jumping. Okay. I mean, that's something most people did. Most people still do that, actually. Man, this is sad. It just seems like a failure of the system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is sad. This is a sad topic. It's crazy that chokeholds aren't banned. Yeah. I'm assuming the guy's gonna have well, who would even sue him for what happened?
I guess it'd probably have to be the state.
This, I guess. That'd be weird.
And then it would be like his
Mhm.
defense would be based on, it'd be like manslaughter and self-defense,
Yeah, I guess so. I guess it would probably
or
end up being
at
what
least in the
happens.
defense of others, which like still
Yeah,
qualifies. At least I'm sure. And I know it does here. I don't know about New York, but I would assume.
No more killing with impunity. He needs to be arrested. He needs to be charged. You can't just take justice into your own hands. True. Yeah, you can't be vigilante. I know the guy seemed like crazy, but like there's other ways to handle it. Like the chokehold's fine.
Where are you reading that from?
I'm reading it from the Daily News. This is someone was quoted saying that.
Oh, I gotcha.
Reviewing all the evidence.
What would be like?
Yeah.
It'd be like similar to like Kyle Rittenhouse again, right? Since it's two civilians, so it would be like, is it like, does the situation justify you taking action that unfortunately led to someone's death?
Yeah, the difference here is that this guy was here at the time, at the place, and acted basically on instinct. And Kyle Rittenhouse flew God knows how far away to.
Oh no.
What?
What are you saying?
What do you mean?
Flew?
Didn't he fly somewhere? I thought he did. He was out of state, right?
Yeah, he lives on the border. He was 15 minutes away, and he works in Kenosha, which is where it happened.
That's right. Okay. Apologies. I did not know all that details.
No, it's all right. All the details were often misreported in the news, and
crazy.
I watched that whole case. It was super triggering for me.
I mean,
it's like everyone getting the details of it wrong.
He was like 16 or 17, right?
One of those, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he still shouldn't have that fucking gun at that age.
I'd probably agree.
He definitely shouldn't have had that gun.
Good thing he did, though.
Yeah.
I mean, otherwise we'd have him dead right now.
Yeah, it's a weird situation. Yeah, well, that's a sad topic. I got nothing else. I don't have a lot of notes.
On something brighter.
I mean, do you have anything? I got nothing.
Got nothing.
I only got another sad news, and that's for video game stuff.
That video game news stuff.
Well, we talk about everyone's getting divorced. That's funny.
Everyone's what?
Crowder's wife's divorcing him.
Oh yeah, the Steven Crowder stuff.
Yeah, that's hilarious. I'm keeping up to that. When I say hilarious, I mean that he is trying to still act all manly when his wife is divorcing him currently for being just a piece of shit.
Yeah, so it would seem.
Wow, it turns out the guy who went to college campuses to dunk on children turns out to be a little bit of a piece of shit. That's crazy. No way.
Yeah.
No, it can't be true.
Didn't see this one coming.
The guy who dumps out of debates with people who know more about topics than he does? No, he would never.
I feel like I've never seen him debate somebody interesting. Like,
did you watch the H3 video?
No, I don't watch H3.
There was one, I only ever seen one episode where there's this guy that Steven Crowder refuses to debate. Apparently his dad does not want him to debate with him because the last time he did, he embarrassed himself by not having any of the topics or facts at hand.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So what H3 did was he invited Steven Crowder on to have some debates because they had like some feud on Twitter. And H3 was, I think his response was like, you know that like millions of parents eat their newborns? Like just like a random like out of left field statement. And then
what?
Yeah, he just said that random thing, and then Crowder was thrown off immediately.
Get absorbed, or
no, it doesn't matter because he was just trying to throw Steven Crowder off entirely, and then he brought on the guy that Steven Crowder refuses to debate. And then the moment that guy's on screen, Crowder leaves his desk and it cuts to the second person that's on stream with him. They even had it to where the guy who was on the debate pre-recorded a live stream so that way Crowder didn't know that he would be there.
Yikes.
Yeah, Sam Seder, that's who it was. They made it to where it made sure where Sam Seder would seem like he was live streaming at the same time as this stream, so Crowder wouldn't back out. And then the moment that Seder was there, Crowder left the room, had his co-host talk for him, and then he began to talk over Sam Seder when he was trying to ask politely to debate him on topics. He's like, you want someone to debate? I am here, Crowder. Let's discuss. Let's have a conversation. The two of us can just talk normally. And every time Crowder would just be digging a hole for him, proving that he watches all of Sam Seder's videos while calling him a hack. Like, like Sam C. even brought up like, how did you know that I was live streaming if you don't watch my videos?
Yeah,
Like,
that's pretty funny.
it was so good. Like I think like 10 minutes after they started talking, Crowder just left the video. But it was
Yeah, sounds about right.
I mean that moment kind of like pointed at
I
me
mean, what do
of-
you do?
Yeah, that point of me was kind of like, if anyone actually uses this guy as a defense, that no, I'm not discussing with you about anything.
He's already dead.
Yeah, literally. He's like, well, Steven Crowder said. I'm like, Steven Crowder is a fucking coward. What do you? Shut up. He tried to go to a divorce
I
lawyer
don't even think
before
Sam
his
Cedars
wife.
that good at debating. Come
No,
on,
he's
man.
really not. No.
Sam had some good Kyle takes. You can.
What I think is hilarious too is like, he went to a divorce court before his wife did, to try and find a way to make sure she couldn't file for divorce. A divorce lawyer, sorry.
Yeah.
So like that's the level of like human we're talking about here.
Oh yeah. No.
Uh,
Dude, his video is so like
did he make a
he
video
keeps
talking about it?
saying about how like the state of Texas allows her to just divorce me, and it's like, dude, what are you saying? Like,
Wait, did he
do
really
you
say
really think she
that?
shouldn't be allowed?
What? There's
Just
no way he actually said that out loud. You can think that, but there's no way in hell he's thinking that people are going to agree with that statement.
well, I mean, it's like hardcore Christian, right?
I guess. No,
Them
it's
be
not.
in it
No,
for
it's,
life.
no, it's not. You know why? Because I have a boss of mine. I praise him all the time. He is a hardcore Christian. He's married to a wife, and they make it work. They have problems, but they make it work.
I imagine most relationships have problems.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't think Crowder can use the defense of, oh, we need to be together because we're Christians. You are just a shitty person. If your wife
Seems to be.
doesn't love you, it's because you're not a good person.
I try not to judge relationships based off of, like one fight.
Mm.
So, there's that about that video that got
Yep.
leaked. But
Yep,
with
yep.
that said, he's not making a great point or a great case for himself outside
No.
of it.
No, he's really just he's floundering around in honestly irrelevance. I mean, the new big hotness is Andrew Tate. That's the big new hotness. Crowder's kind of been lost to time.
I feel like Andrew Tate's been falling off.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of evidence outside of that. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, even Andrew Tate's falling off. Like a lot of those, like, well, to us it has. I have a friend who does school stuff, and she's noticing the effects of these like guru men in her classroom, where a lot of them are like saying like, "I'm an alpha male. I need to listen to you, teacher." Like actually saying that to them.
I've seen clips of that.
Yeah.
I feel like stuff similar to that has kind of always happened though.
I was reading into it to double check. There is some like proof that like our generation were more opening and understanding and able to like respect our teachers, and now the current generation there's a lot more outspoken teachers being like, I'm quitting because of this reason. Like a lot of them are like, I'm quitting because I am being like treated like an object rather than a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
I can go find it if I can, but it was some pretty interesting reads.
I always wonder because like I've heard definitely like things from students about boys saying stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like little boys have been picking on little girls for as long as I can remember, which is, by the way, never been a good thing. But like people do actions, they have consequences. Life as normal. But I don't know. I think there's a pretty big issue with like male role models these days. I feel like we don't have a ton of them.
No, not really. I mean, we got
with the exception of like maybe some like pro athletes, but like even then like there's always like shady stuff happening there.
The one that
And
I
then
can point
besides that, you've got
to,
like Marvel superheroes, I guess, but they're not like real, right? So
Keanu Reeves. I think he's a great role model
I guess he's the good one. Yeah.
because like a lot of the stuff he does is out of the kindness of his heart. I mean, like we talked about briefly. I think in fuck was it the fourth John Wick? It shows him like helping his coworkers, like the stunt actors, with carrying stuff up hills and him like physically doing things to help them out. He talks about on like videos and streams how like a lot of the money he gets from movies he spends on his stunt friends.
Mm.
Society really fell off after we lost Miss Rogers and Bob Ross. True, true.
Yeah, that's a good point.
We do lose a lot of good people, and people start to. I'm trying to find. There are some Andrew Tate responding to misogyny in schools. A lot of it's from the UK. It seems like.
I mean, he lives over in Europe.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, the whole situation is just kind of difficult. It's difficult for young people nowadays to really navigate anywhere, really.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm.
Well, it's just, there's always been like the youth of the world like not necessarily feeling a great sense of belonging and trying to figure out where they're meant to be. So,
Mm-hmm.
and, that's how we get
Weirdos.
like your goth kids and like your punk
Yeah.
rockers and like your hippies, like just to like go through a couple different generations.
Yeah, there's always gonna be a little bit of a rebellious phase.
Right. So to be expected. I just there. Andrew Tate says some good stuff. Like, yeah, it's probably a good idea to go to the gym. Like
Yeah, but
broadly
it's like,
speaking,
yeah,
be
it's all
like
surface
responsible.
level. Like, yeah, everyone kind of can guess that. It's then when he says the more outlandish things that some people are like, well, he's already said all these other things that are true.
Right.
Yeah, that's how
Well,
they
that's how you
get
get them, right? You gotta say
Exactly.
some correct things, and then people will believe your incorrect things.
Exactly. I mean, and if you say it with enough confidence, have you seen the clip of him talking about trans women?
You need to be more specific.
There's one where he's just like, if you were slept with a trans woman who's a 10 out of 10 or a woman who's a 1 out of 10, who do you choose? A lot of you guys were saying to choose the 1 out of 10, but you clearly aren't getting what I'm saying. I'm saying a Megan Fox with the penis versus like the Undertaker. And you know what? I would take the Megan Fox every day. I don't care if that makes me gay. I will take the Megan Fox.
There's no way he said this.
That's real. I'm gonna go pull it up. That's a real thing he said. I'm actually
You've
gonna pull
invented.
this one. I'm pulling this one up. Hold on.
He did have that one pro trans clip. I have simultaneously seen him. I've seen the pro trans clip. I've seen a few that seem kind of negative, and there's also ones where he's just like, I don't have an opinion.
Well, yeah, it's
doesn't
convenient.
concern me.
Isn't it crazy? He can just switch back and forth. That's wild.
Yeah, just cover all the bases. Be like Cosmonaut, just hold multiple opinions at exactly the same time that contradict each other. Can't be wrong.
Exactly. I'm playing both sides.
Hey.
I can find this. Okay, is this it? That's Ben Shapiro. Fuck off. I don't want Ben Shapiro. Why is Ben Shapiro the first thing that pops up for this? Okay, here it is.
Oh, he's probably responded to good old Andrew once or twice.
Andrew Tate accused of being gay for saying he'd have sex with a trans woman over a biological woman in resurfaced video. That's not how that works. It's not how that works. Okay, I found
Men
it.
are even better at getting laid by Andrew Tate than women. Where does it end?
Okay. All right. I have the video. We're gonna watch this and we'll end the stream because it's getting late and we are way off fucking course.
This could be like a separate upload if you wanted.
No.
Like,
This is great.
2 broken thumbs after hours.
Fuck, hold on, cancel. That's not it. After hours. Fuck, hold on. I'm bad at this window capture. That's
I was
what
gonna say,
wanted.
just like mute the audio for the tab. We can watch it and
There
then
we
talk
go,
about
okay.
it. You can
I
drop
have
a
it.
link in the chat if you wanted, or if you
No.
want to just show it on stream. Hey, we're on Twitch. We can show it whatever we want. I forgot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're on Twitch.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, tell me if you can hear this.
You'll see when it's done. We'll do an episode of Cribs. I had to get this area.
I
You hear
cannot.
that? Like, fuck, really?
Construct a specific area for the Bugatti.
Okay, hold on. See if really. Okay, hold on. I'll send it to you.
Oh wait.
Yeah.
Never mind.
But you can see you can hear it on Twitch, can't you?
No.
Really?
No, wait. Actually, maybe I can. Hang on.
Ignore the construction. I'm rebuilding my mansion. You'll see when it's done. We'll do an episode of Cribs. I had to get this area.
It's playing. Do you hear it?
Neighbor's house.
No.
I had to construct a
Fuck. Okay, hold on. I just leaked my DMs. Fuck me. It's fucking Jover for me. Okay. I'm sending it to you, and I'll play it on stream.
specific area for the Bugatti. Anyway. that's
Fucking
all the
clip's great.
Bugatti logos.
You're talking about Bugatti shit.
I recently posted a question on Twitter asking, would you rather have sex with a
Bugatti.
transsexual
Bugatti.
or a woman, which is a legitimate one? And everyone's sitting there clicking woman because they think they're going to be gay if they do anything else, but they're not actually thinking about the question. I am so smart. I operate on so many levels.
I fucking love the line. He's just like, I am so smart. I don't know if you got into that yet.
Dude, according to him, he's one of the smartest people.
The average man.
Yeah.
You people are not thinking.
Give me a second. It's not playing for me.
Is that playing for you?
Hang on.
Oh god, dude, it's so good. Wait, fuck me. What am I doing? Hold on. Stop everything. Can you see it now?
Hang on.
I'm streaming it to you right now.
No, I got that. All right. I'm ready.
Woman because they think they're going to be gay if they do anything else, but they're not actually thinking about the question. I am so smart.
Can you turn it up?
I
Yeah.
operate on so many levels higher than the average
No.
man. You people
Okay.
are not thinking.
It's okay. I'll turn up my volume. Don't talk too
There you
much.
When I say a 1 and a 10, I mean Megan Fox with a dick. That's the tranny. Or Hulk Hogan with a pussy. That's the girl. This is the question I'm asking. Megan Fox or Hulk Hogan? So you're thinking, well, I don't want to be gay, so I just clicked the girl, the number 1, did it? You're going to fuck Hulk Hogan. He's got mustache and muscles and shit. He's all hairy, big dude, 6'5". It's pretty gay to me. That sounds pretty gay. I don't care if it's a pussy. That is gay. Fox, okay, he's got a dick, but maybe you can like scoot it. You know what I'm saying? At least she's small and shit. You can get your hand around her neck, mess her up. Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan's gonna mess you up. This is the question I'm asking. You need to operate on a higher plane.
There's so much wrong and so transphobic comments in here.
Here's what's wrong with what he's saying, right? He said that Hulk Hogan's gonna mess you up, right? I don't know if that ain't true.
Yeah.
I could take him. All right. And here's my logic, okay?
Okay.
Women,
Mm-hmm.
sex with women, there's no sport in that. All right. They're all soft. They smell nice. There's no challenge. There's no obstacle. There's no conflict. It's nice and they want to be slow. No. If you want to fuck a man though, they're big, they're hairy. There's like a battle going on there. It's like a game of football. One trying to dominate the other. That's a real man sport right there. That's a real manly activity. Sex with women, gay.
Oh, I think I found the clip for the night.
Hard mode only. That's right, World 26. You know.
Oh my fucking god. He used like an actual trans slur in there and then like was like, oh, you can just move it around, or it's like what if she's gone through
Just move it. Like when your mom tells you to clean your room and you just like move all the shit into one corner. It's like it's clean and moved it.
Oh fuck, god, this is such a fucking rabbit hole. Oh my god. Oh fuck. If he just keeps saying stuff like that, he'll be back on top in no time.
Listen, I support ironically watching Andrew Tate. I'll say it.
Yeah, ironically watching him. Yes. Just don't.
Yep.
Just keep aware of.
I hear you say one thing about sex marketplace or high value mail, though. It's over for you.
Yeah, it's fucking Jover. All right, fuck. What do we rate the movie, by the way?
Oh, the movie Fallout.
I'm rating it a 1 out of 4 out of 3. Yeah.
That's creative.
Took you a second.
You know, a smart guy might have like spent some of this time like thinking about what he was gonna rate it, but I haven't. I'll give it the Eiffel Tower out of what's that building in Dubai? Something
The
Khalifa.
building in Dubai.
The big one.
Yeah, the big building in Dubai. That's what it's called legally.
Yeah. Yeah. The Eiffel Tower out of that.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. Beautiful rating. Beautiful rating.
Mhm.
I'm on Twitch, by the way. You can watch
Out of
these
10.
lives. You can watch these live on Twitch as well as other videos. I'll probably be live tomorrow. I'm doing a Mario Party stream with some folks. That'll be fun.
You say tomorrow. It's gonna get uploaded tonight.
It's gonna be uploaded today at some point. And if not, then
and
I'm
then
also
you're
streaming
doing
Wednesday.
Mario Party
And yeah,
days.
I got a busy day tomorrow, and I've been up till 1 in the morning. So thank you for that. Thank you so much.
Use that one for free.
Yeah, thanks. Great, appreciate it. All right, goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, chat. Goodbye.